Just a few simple ingredients make up this easy quiche recipe. One of the things that we always have a ton of around here all year round except for winter is eggs. We have a ton of fresh eggs every day. I think we've got like 20 hens outside that are laying, and so we get a lot of eggs. And one of the best things to do with eggs is to make a quiche, and I'm going to show you how to do that. It's one of the easiest dinner recipes that you'll make, a very beautiful breakfast or lunch recipe, and perfect when you're short on time. If you like this kind of content, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps. The easiest way to make this recipe is with a pre-made crust. So if you make crusts ahead in the week, just put them in the refrigerator and then you can roll them out. I will link my butter crust recipe below in the description. It's a simple mixture of flour, butter, and then I use some water with egg whipped into it and a little bit of vinegar to moisten it. And then I put that in the refrigerator after it comes together and then roll it out into my pie dish. I've been making pie crusts for over 20 years, so it's pretty fast and simple for me. But if it's not for you, don't feel bad about getting a pie crust at the refrigerator section in the grocery store. I like to roll my crust out and then roll it back up on my rolling pin to transfer it into my pie shell. This is a 9.5-inch pie plate that I am using, and then I just trim the extras off with a paring knife. The quiche I'm making today is loaded with ham and cheese. I'm also putting in some minced yellow onion for a lot of extra flavor, but it's so versatile. You can use this recipe with almost any vegetables that you have. If you're growing zucchinis, if you have tomatoes, if you have asparagus, if you have spinach, if you have mushrooms, those are all delicious in a quiche. But if you have something that's very watery, you might want to saute it first before you put it into your quiche. One of my biggest tips is to add your add-ins to your quiche to the bottom of your pie plate. Don't mix it in with the eggs. So I'm sprinkling in my chopped up bacon in here, and then I will add my cheese, my onion, and my parsley right into the bottom of my pie plate. You do not have to pre-bake this. It bakes up perfectly, and it is not soggy on the bottom this way. So I'm using a cup of cubed ham. I'm using about 1/4 cup of minced onion. The smaller you mince it, the less your kids will notice it, but they bake up nice and soft and sweet inside this quiche. And then I am using about 2 tablespoons of chopped or minced parsley. I am using dry parsley today because that's what I have on hand. Also, chopped green onions or chives would be very good if you don't have parsley. And then I am using 1 cup of cheese, but I'm dividing it in half. So I put half of it into the bottom of my pie plate before I add the eggs. And then I will use the other 1/2 cup on top before baking it. I'm using cream in my eggs instead of milk. If you're gonna use milk, I would definitely recommend using a whole milk. You want it to be fatty, not watery. So if you use a watery, like a low-fat milk in here, it could make your quiche a little bit more watery, which would make it soggy on the bottom. So I'm going for the full fat. This quiche is high protein. It's got 8 eggs in it. It serves 8 people, and it's got over 15 grams of protein per serving. Don't let all these healthy fats scare you away. The butter, the eggs, the cream, the cheese, it's actually only about 300 calories per serving. I'm crimping the sides of my pie crust. This is definitely optional. You don't have to do it at all. It just makes it look a little bit prettier. You can also use a fork and press it down around the sides to crimp it that way, or just leave it plain and bake. This video is sponsored by Simple Farmhouse Meats, a cookbook, a compilation of my most favorite roasts and meat recipes, and I will link that in the description box below. This was baked in a preheated oven at 375 degrees for 35 minutes. The cheese is all melted and turned golden on top, and that's the way you want it. The crust is nice and golden also, and it's nice and flaky, so it's done all the way on the bottom. I do recommend using a glass pie plate because they cook a little bit more evenly and crisp up your pie crust nice and crispy. As always, thank you for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos, and we'll see you next time.